Hello then, and welcome to PRX League Season 1, race number 5 at Spain, circuit of Barcelona. So in the short qualifying before this, in the session, I have qualified at P7, I'll be starting P7, and the race strategy will be a one-stopper, which will be, I think, for everyone out there, unless you suffer major wing damage in your second stint. I'll be stopping at lap number 6 and hopefully undercut the race leaders, who will be stopping at lap number 7 because they would want to defend the place and go for the overcut over there. If tire wear is a lot, then maybe I'll pit at lap 5, but I think my teammate has decided to pit in lap 5 because he's starting from back in P12. That's SFR Sonic right there. And we have the formation lap to go through first, so let's get to that. So that's one light out, and away we go for the launch. Right, that's a good launch, that's not bad.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on a full start. We don't want to bog down.
Okay, for some reason Imran Thunder decides to overtake me on the formation lap. I guess he's just trying to warm up his tires and find some clear air to weave around. That's what basically the formation lap is all about, right? So you want to warm up your tires, your engine and the brake to the correct temperature. But you don't want to do that though. You don't want to overweave. So that because your tires are cold, they'll wear out quicker. So, and you cannot actually see how much your tires are wearing out during the formation lap. I've seen this in practice starts that if I weave around a lot, my tire wear is usually higher when the race start comes along. But if I am a bit steadier, like I am on this lap right now, I'm planning to be steady again. So I think that will result in lesser tire wear in comparison to my counterparts. That was a lag right there. I think the grid is as follows. So basically, Nova West is in the lead, followed by Mercurial Caesar. Then I guess there's the McLaren of I forgot his name, so I think that's Kunal. Then there is Ashwin and PX, followed by CH Max, and then it's me on the grid. It's P7. I didn't actually count if there's 7, but yeah, I'm P7. And AI takes control from here, so I just set the fuel to rich and let the AI do its thing, set us up all in the grid, and then we wait for lights out. That guy in the Toro Rosso, the Utkarsh, he is pretty quick. He's picked up his pace in the first 4 rounds as well, so he's starting right behind me. That's the guy to watch out for. CH Max is pretty quick, he's consistent as well. So sorry, that was McLaren was Kanup, not Kunal, I'm sorry. And Mercurial Caesar and Nova West are always very quick. They are the lead of the pack, hence at the front. So now that the grid is formed up, the game is saved, we are ready to go. And it's lights out and away we go. So that's not really a bad start. Max has bogged down as well. Ashwin stays in my line, so I just weave over to the right, looking for some space. There is not much really going on over here. Oh, that's a massive collision. I guess that was the Toro Rosso of Nova West and Caesar, the leaders, who have entwined. I don't know what happened there, who went into whom, but I think that was a Red Bull involved in that incident. I think the Williams will try to cut across to the left of the track, and I'm just gonna push it here inside of PX, easy there, not cover him off. He's still alongside, his nose is still there. Yeah, take this apex and push forward. So that's us into P4 right off the bat, first lap. Oh, that was very close. Okay, so Ashwin up ahead on the road. I was CH launching some dirt on my path. Just gonna manage the ERS over here. I don't want to lose out on all of the ERS before the end of the third lap, because then I won't be able to use it in the DRS slipstream, and I send it down there. That was not really meant to happen. Yep, a warning right away because pushed too hard over there. There was a gap that I did not meant to actually close up on, but just missed my braking zone completely. Anyways, so we have the position, but I believe that he will have me back on the DRS straight. I get a bad launch. Oh, that's a horrible launch onto the final on the home straight, and yep, he's right off my shelf. He's going to push to the inside, and passed me comfortably. I'm not going to fight him too much though, because yeah, that was not a fair move that I pulled on him, and he squeezes me out for good measure and takes the spot easily. So Ashwin is now P3 from the McLaren P1. I guess that's CH Max in P2, Ashwin in P3, and me in P4. Utkarsh is right up my back, so he also started P9, I started P7, so he's also climbed up to P5 now, and he's right up my back. I see a few guys have stopped in for the pits, the ones I think suffered from damage in the first lap, first turn incident. That's Red Bull, I think of PX, Caesar has stopped, and another car has stopped. I don't really know who that is. So yeah, 3 people doing the pit stops to get the wings repaired, so I think that's effectively the race over for them. If someone does manage to come back with the points, GG. I don't see that happening though. But onwards and upwards for us, because we have landed into P4 and Utkarsh is behind in P5 and he is under a second. So on lap 3 when effectively DRS is turned on, so he is going to be right up my back and overtake me on every DRS zone that's possible. And we have yellow flags in sector 3 entry and in front as well. I don't know who's slow. So there's a McLaren that's going slow, and I mess that entry into the home straight bad. So yeah, that was a bad launch, but Utkarsh is not closing up as much as I thought he would. We are maintaining a healthy gap. So right up to I think P13 there is a train of cars in the DRS train, and from there is a McLaren who's leading another pack. That's another gaggle of cars, and then there are the ones who I think when rolled in the first lap, first turn incident, they are forming another gaggle. So it's this whole group is split into 3 bits. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think we are going to now settle into the first stint. Everyone in the top 10 I believe are on the soft tires, so I think we are going to pit very close by. Some will pit in lap 5, 6 and 7. I will go for the lap 6 pit because tires are not that bad actually. Utkarsh is closing up, so if he does manage to overtake me, then I'll go for the massive undercut and pit in lap 5. He is just 5 tenths behind me, so but if not, if he doesn't get to overtake me, then I think I am going to let Sonic have the early pit stop, because that will massively boost the second stint and he'll be able to push on harder. Let's just hope that I get finally a good exit for me, and just push into rich mix, overtake mode, just push all the way through and set a good lap time, 122.1.
You'll be on the mediums, gap to teammate behind is 4.2 seconds.
And Utkarsh has dropped off for good measure, so he's over a second now effectively, and I think won't be closing in for the second DRS zone. And I see a tangle up ahead, so on the home straight Ashwin tried to put the moves on CH Max, trying to go for the overtake, but couldn't really do much over there. So I think he'll have another go on the next DRS straight. So I think Imran has overtaken Utkarsh. Utkarsh made a mistake, I guess. The yellow flags waved behind me. So yeah, so now Imran is up into P5 and Utkarsh is in P6. I'm gonna push and see if I can catch Ashwin, but I'm gonna save some ERS and some fuel for.
The grip levels to start falling away soon.
Yep, engineer, roger that. Makes a lot of sense. I think yeah, the tires are looking a bit worn, but it's okay. I just have 2 more laps to push on, so I think I can do that. But I don't think I'm going to be catching up with Ashwin in this stint. So whenever the car in front of me pits, I'm just going to head into the pits right behind them. But I'm pretty sure Ashwin has the pace, and oh, that's a horrible exit. But yeah, Ashwin has the pace. He's going to go for the move over here, definitely on max, and I can just barely squint my eyes and see that happening. Ashwin is, I think, going to go to the inside, and yup, he is up into P3. CH Max is now in P3, and Ashwin is now pushed on to P2. And I am now going to try and catch up with Max. If not, if he pits in this lap, I go in. If he stays out, I stay out, and let Sonic have the pit. So I think the car behind me is Imran, and that's 2 seconds. He's also mighty fast on new tires. So right now he's on worn tires, so he must be sliding around a bit. So but once he puts on fresh boots, fresh mediums, he's going to be mighty fast. So we'll have to look for him behind and just not fall into his traps. And yep, catching up with Max, and it's looking good so far. The DRS, I have DRS over here under a second, and I'm going to not push so much with the DRS. 2 is okay. I'm not going to go for another horrible dive bomb. Just still 3 tenths up on the second sector for this lap number 5. I think Max is going to stay out for another lap, so I think I will be following suit and I will be staying out with him as well. Ashwin might try to do an overcut. He might not pit in this lap, and let's see. Yep, he's going to stay out. All three of us are indeed going to stay out, and Sonic is going to get the first pit. My teammate is going to pit in this lap. I have the DRS over here as well. Ashwin over there trying to break the DRS chain and just pushing over to the right side of the track. I'm just going to follow suit with Max. Braking a bit too early over there, but the powering out is pretty good. The good line over there. Yep, Sonic is in the pits now, and that's for good measure. So I think Sonic gets a massive undercut, and hopefully he'll be back in the points once he does complete a stop and is able to push harder on the new medium tires. Meanwhile, Ashwin is falling back. He's struggling on the tires, so me and Max are catching up to him. So let's see, because the McLaren in the front has really pulled off. So there's a healthy gap from him to Ashwin, but Ashwin, Max and I are really bunched up together. All three of us are under a second. So that's going to be quite a task. Let's see what happens in this DRS zone, and missed the exit. And I'm not close enough for the move there.
Remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it.
Oh, massive mistake by Max over there. Max just loses the rear end and slides off into the curbs. But again, this section is not meant to overtake, and you can go horribly wrong if you do try to attempt one. I think Max is going to push in for the pit stop, and I'm going to just follow him right in there. Don't want to take any chances, so yeah, slow down for good measure. Brake in early. No lock up on the tires. Easy does it. Let's just hope I don't get held up. I don't think anybody behind me is gonna box. Okay, yeah, people are coming in, but let's just get out of here quick. And yeah, that's a good get away, and did not get held up at all. I'm still behind Max, and now Mayank is behind me, but he is still on his one stop, so I will be able to push. That was not at all a bad stop. So we pit in P4, I believe, and we came out of the pits in P6. So that was that was very quick pit stop, very good turnover. Now the next task is just to catch up with Max. That's my whole target for the rest of the race. For some reason the lobby has glitched out, and every time I get to this corner it shows me approaching back markers in every single lap. Not though. The Dark Passenger 123 has not had a good race so far. A horrible race indeed, being lapped in lap 7. He is a good driver, he's a good racer, he has gotten good points in the previous races, but today it's not going his way. Neither is it going Mercurial Caesars or Nova West's way, because they are the leaders of the pack with times well above a second apart from what we from P3 set in the qualifying session today, but they are nowhere to be seen among the top 10 because of the incident in P1 in lap 1. So Utkarsh is now again in the mix. So Imran apparently has dropped off. Utkarsh is now behind us, but there's quite a gap between Utkarsh and I, so I'm just not going to push as much. Just on the home straight, just go to rich mix and overtake mode on the ERS. Push as much as I can on the home straight, but then I'm just going to be conserving a bit of fuel. Okay, there's a guy joining in front of us from the pits. I believe that is Ashwin, who has had a horrible pit stop because that overcut has not worked for him, and we skid around in this corner and see CH Max and Ashwin battling. Just another 2 tenths maybe and Ashwin would have fallen in slot behind Max, but I believe Max has the pace and he's going to keep Ashwin honest. Ashwin makes a little mistake, goes on the grass, just throw some dirt away. Engine, yeah, got that, roger that. I will be conserving fuel in the next few laps, so that I can launch a full skill attack on Max between laps 14 to 16, because till then I will have to hold position and just hope. Oh my god, that was a horrible corner, almost lost the rear end there. But yeah, Utkarsh has fallen quite a bit behind. I am 7 tenths behind Max, and Utkarsh is a bit behind at 5.3 seconds, so I don't mind him catching up 2-3 seconds as long as I don't lose pace with the leaders. I do not have any penalties so far, just one warning with Ashwin, I believe. That was for causing a collision, which was completely my fault. I acknowledge that. Gave him the position back as well, but now my focus is not to get any penalties. Take hold of this DRS train, stay in a slipstream and conserve as much fuel as possible in the next few laps. so that launching an attack isn't that difficult, because Max is also in Ashwin's stream, and our race leader in the McLaren has pulled off a healthy gap. I see a long gap between the Red Bull and the McLaren up in the minimap on the top bottom left. Okay, that's my first warning. That was not what I wanted right after I said I don't want any warnings. But oh my goodness, that's just ruined everything. I will have to re-strategize now, plan the move, because Max has gained a bit of an advantage. But I hope that these two will battle it out, and hopefully squabble enough for me to catch up to them again, because I do see Max.
Okay, the gap behind is 5.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 22.4. Our gap to the car in front is 2.2 seconds.
2.2 seconds. That's from 7 tenths to 2.2, 1.5 seconds lost when I lost my car in turn number 3. Utkarsh, on the other hand, is dropping back by about 5 tenths in a lap, so that's good news for me. I don't have to worry about losing this position unless I make a horrible mistake. That was 1.4 seconds slower, so yeah, I mean, I'm losing 1.5 I lost 1.5 seconds to Max, so yeah, the lap was a second and a half slower. I'm just gonna go for lean mix over here and low ERS. Gonna save the fuel and the ERS, because I have to catch up to them with this mix, because they are squabbling. I think I will be able to get hold of them again. The gap is increasing, however. It's now from 2.2 seconds, it's up to 2.4 seconds, but I'm still gonna keep pushing. And I see Utkarsh has taken out 1.5 seconds in that one lap, so that is a bit worrisome. That means I have 3 laps to save some fuel and save some ERS to push forward to the race. But
okay, clear.
That was an incident and it's been cleared, so we are good. I see another Red Bull, is that? Oh my god, PX has dropped back a lot. So I think PX was involved in the turn 1 incident as well. That's why I could pass him so easily on the inside on turn number 3 and lap number 1. So he has dropped quite a far bit back. So the fast people are thankfully not in front of me and behind me. So just have to keep them at bay for another 7 odd laps. That was a good exit into turn 1, into the final corner actually. And those two are still squabbling in the distance. I can see them. So I'm just going to push in this home straight, not on the back straight with the DRS, because
is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
okay, that is contradicting information. It seems Utkarsh is having problems. So there is another Williams back there with him and McLaren. So I think the 3 of them fighting is pushing.
The car ahead is 2.5 seconds.
Okay, so Max is keeping a space and he is increasing the gap by 1/10 per lap. I believe I am going to start pushing now, because there's no point holding it anymore. Just push a bit more, still save up on some of the ERS so that I do have some. I think Max has made a mistake over there. He's lost 2-3 tenths easy to me, and I go pretty slow in that corner. But
they're on old mediums. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:21.5. You're losing around 3/10 a lap.
Yep, seems legit. I was losing around 3 tenths a lap, but now, okay, Dark Passenger, I'm overtaking him twice. It's lapped him twice. I think no, I lapped him before the pit, so that's okay, I guess. But I am pretty much closing up to Max a bit now. I mean, I think I've caught up to him by around a tenth or 2. Yeah, so the lap was faster by a tenth. So I think, yeah, 2 seconds a gap between me and Max on the top left.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Oh my god, okay, Nova, despite the collision and the catastrophe at turn 1, has come back to haunt us at P5. He's 6 seconds down the line, and he's just overtaken Utkarsh, who is a mighty fast guy himself, but I am bringing down the gap from Max. It's at 1.7 seconds now, so I think
we have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Thank you, engineer. So I think we can go to our original plan of attacking Max in lap number 14 to 16. I do not think I'll be able to catch up with Ashwin in the remaining 5 laps. Maybe 2-3 laps more I would have gotten up to him as well, because the pace is good, the pace isn't bad, the tyres look in good shape. I'm not going to have a look at the tyre wear, I just don't want to scare myself at the moment. So 1.7 seconds now, so yeah, it's not going that bad actually. We have Azim, the Williams, so Caesar and Azim are not having a good race at all in the Williams out there. It's bad news for the constructors, but we are going to push. Let's see if we can get DRS of Azim. Yes, we do. Perfect. So just straight away into rich and hot lap, and DRS has been switched on. I lost 3 tenths in the lap for some reason, but still 1.7 behind. So from 7 tenths, I'm back to 1.7.
Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment.
Yeah, so I have actually lost all the fuel I saved up in a couple of laps because I have been pushing a bit too hard to catch up with Max, and it is paying off. I do see his car come a bit closer, but again on the other hand I see Ashwin running away with it. So yeah, the hopes of catching up Ashwin is now almost negligible because he's way down the road, but I think I can catch up with Max and hopefully strike in lap number 14 to 16. I'm not going to leave it to lap 16 though, to be honest, because my fuel is in the negative and I just don't have any ERS supply at the moment. If I don't conserve any, I'm not going to be able to even catch hold of him in the DRS train. So might as well slow myself a bit more in the final sector. Just 1.81 second now, okay, and 5.5. So Nova is taking out 5 tenths per lap. I don't think that's going to cause us any problem because we have 4 laps left. Even if we lose a second to Nova, he's not going to be able to catch us up unless we make a horrible mistake, in which case the race is effectively ruined. So I'm going to try and catch up with Max from this lap in the home straight, and we are gaining and gaining, and it's 1.3 now between me and Max. I lost a tenth there, but Max did too, so yeah, it looks good as of now. But as you can see on the bottom right, my fuel is minus 0.21 laps, and if I don't save up, I'm going to run out of fuel before the end of the race. So I'm going to save some ERS, save some fuel in the twisty parts of the track, which is thankfully a lot. I lost 2 tenths there, but not 2 tenths to CH, so it's just 1.2 I've lost. I've just lost 1 tenth maybe, or less than that in that sector. I'm just going to push after this left-hander, the swooping left-hander and the left-hander that I go a bit too easy on so that I don't lose the rear.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Yep, I see that. I am negative on the fuel, so I will have to save up, but right now I don't have time to worry about that. I have to catch up with Max. I can save up fuel in the last lap as well, hold him behind in the DRS zone, and then, you know, just save up some fuel and just play around with the ERS and push forward so that he doesn't catch up to me again. Nova is maintaining a gap of 5 seconds. I don't have any penalties as of now. I do have 2 warnings pending for extending track limits as well. So the rules go like, if you get 3 warnings, then you get a penalty for extending track limits. However, for collisions it's different. It's based on the severity of collision. But on good news, we did lose a tenth on that lap, but we are under second. We are 9 tenths behind Max, so we are going to gain in this DRS train. And it's, oh, I braked too late and I just muck it up over there. Lose, okay, both of us lose the rear end. Yeah, losing a bit of time to Nova West, and I just go a bit deep in that corner, just messing up my braking zones under the pressure. I'm sure that Max is feeling under pressure too. I'm keeping him honest and pushing him through the corners, but on the other hand I am losing time and I go way too deep over there, do not touch the apex at all, and I lost 2 tenths easy over there to Max. That's not a good way to catch up. I thought between lap 14 to 16 would be a good time to strike. It's 15 already. We have 1 more lap left. Lap 17 there's no point striking. He's gonna push hard as well, saving ERS and just give it all. So I just have 1 lap's window to do this. That's for the gap between us is now 5 tenths. So let's just focus up for a bit and let's see what I can push over here. Max makes a horrible mistake over there into the right-hander, the chicane, and I am going to be right up next to him. Yes, we are negative in fuel, but I'm going to gain and gain and gain. 3 tenths down, but I'm going to be on the left. I'm just going to go around the outside. He's on the inside. He's taking the defensive line. I'm going to break in late and take that corner. And there we go. We are up into the podium position. P3 now. Ashwin is way down the road, so that's not up to the question because we have a lap and a half and much less fuel than that remaining. So we are just going to hold Max at bay. We have 10% of ERS left and minus 0.3 laps of fuel, so that's a horrible place to be in with 1 lap remaining. and a fast driver behind you who has spit in the same lap, so he has the same amount of tire wear. Hopefully the dirty air kicks in and he is not able to push in the areas he will. So the proximity arrow shows that he is closing up and he is going to have DRS in the next zone. So we have to have some DRS push. We need standard mix over here. We will save up in the next twisty part of the lap, but he is gaining and you can see the white arrow solidening. And oh my god, that is really close. We are 3 seconds behind Ashwin and Max is 3 tenths behind us. I do not think Ashwin has a penalty, so he is clear, and I don't think that's going to give us any position. So that's really scary now. I am very low on fuel. I don't think I'll be able to push in rich mix. Oh my god, that I lost the rear end over there again. So I am going to try with rich mix, not for long though. I am going to break the DRS, break the slipstream chain. We are in the last lap. He's 6 tenths behind me. Overtake, rich mix, lean back to 0 in the twisty sections. Not going to let him push anywhere over here. He is not going to try around the outside. Oh my god, I lost the rear over there, but he's not going to try it. Minus 0.15 laps of fuel remaining. Oh my god, I need to save up fuel in the next sector as well. He is 2 tenths behind me, so effectively he can get me in the next corner on the tight left-hander. Not gonna let him. He is, oh my god, his nose was there, but we just blocked him off over there. I don't think that was wrong. He was left enough space on the inside, so I think we are good over there. There's no hard feelings, but yeah, I just did chop his line off over there. The last thing I need to worry about is this. Okay, yeah, the fuel looks good. I think we will be able to reach the finish line. Yeah. Oh, finally, back in the green. I'm just going to switch that to standard just before exiting the last right chicane. And I hope I'll be able to hold Max at bay with ERS over here. Give just that extra push to the car with, oh, too deep. And let's go to hot lap and push it. Just 20% ERS left. Just give it all to the finish line. We have bagged P3 starting P7 in the 5th round of the Proximity League Season 1 in Formula 1 2019. Oh, that was a very good race. Ashwin takes away the victory though from Kanav. I believe Kanav had a penalty, so that's us in P3. Nova in P4. Max had a 5-second penalty as well. I believe that would be for speeding in the pit lane. Utkarsh ended up in a good P6, and Sonic is P11. That my teammate is down in P11.